So, we all kind of grew up in the same 20-year window of time. When I was growing up, I remember on the school bus sliding a Playboy magazine back and forth under, like under the seats, sliding it around so everybody could see it. And then, of course, later on in the 1990s, there were computers and we're able to download the beginnings of downloadable porn. But we're talking about, 256 color GIF graphics compared to what we have today, where there's no limit to the amount of colors and things like that.
I love the Onion parody about the guy that's reminiscing about the
old porn?
Old porn, just waiting on it to depixelate.
Right, where you had to wait for the lines to draw down the screen as it was downloading it. Yeah, so I mean, I go back that far, and it's not like we had to deal with reel-to-reel kind of porn or putting it on, movie projectors and things like that from back in the 60s or 50s. But, things have gotten easier. I mean, there's no doubt these days the amount of porn that's available to young people is limitless. I mean, it's just a Google search away. And some parents are concerned about this. Obviously, they're calling the police. And it seems kind of pointless. It seems really pointless to do any level of bringing the police into this, but let alone for parents to really be concerned about it. I mean, are you really going to be able to stop your kids from looking at porn? It seems pretty unlikely, especially considering everywhere they go probably has an internet connection. And so therefore, even if you manage to crack down inside your home, it's just a matter of when they leave your home to go to someone else's house, to spend the night at a friend's house or something like that. Most of the time when I saw porn, it was at my friend's house. That much is true. I had one of those situations where friends of mine had found their parents. They knew where their parents' stash of porn was, and so they would raid that when their parents weren't home. So it just seems like a futile thing to do. But some parents seem to be obsessed with controlling the content that their kids encounter.
Well, okay, so as a parent, I can kind of understand, right? Like my mom was going through my closet at one point or another to do some level of cleaning or looking for something or something like that. She runs across some Playboys or Penthouses or whatever what I had at the time.
She was snooping on you. I mean,
I don't really believe that.
Why would mom go and clean your closet for you?
As I recall the first circumstance, I don't believe the snooping was involved. However, I think it happened like 3 times, and I suspect she was looking the next 2 times, right? So I don't think the first time that she just stumbled. I think the first time she just stumbled across it.
Yeah.
My question to you is, what is she supposed to do? As a
Put
parent,
it down, walk away.
As a parent, what? I mean,
it's none of her business.
1987 or
How
whatever
old
it is.
were you?
15, 16, something like that.
14,
15.
I don't know. Maybe have one of those talks of, hey, I really don't want you looking at this. It's going to, mess up your view of how you see women, blah, blah,
Naked?
blah, blah, blah.
This is the funny thing is
you're
talking about Playboy and Penthouse.
Not penetration, right?
There's nothing I mean, you can't.
In Penthouse, there's
Penthouse
penetration.
there is.
This was 1985.
Oh, wasn't that explicit back then?
It didn't even have that.
Okay. So what were you saying there, Mark? You think that she should have said something to you?
I don't know what she would have said. I frankly don't know.
Did she say something to you?
She didn't. She just threw it away.
She just grabbed it, so you went back to look for it, and it was
it's
gone?
Well, I know what happened here.
And this is one of those things, if you're not going to go say, hey, Mom, did you throw out my porno magazine?
It's done. It's like robbing a drug dealer.
Yeah.
There's nothing they can do about it.
Yeah. I just feel like, look, I mean, it's really none of your business. This is obviously a private thing for your son or daughter, and so just leave it alone. It's not hurting anybody. I guess there's something to be said for a conversation about pornography and how it's not realistic in a lot of ways, that it's just mostly men's fantasy, and that real sex isn't like what you see in pornography in a lot of ways. So maybe there'd be some level of a conversation that could be had about it. But if you're in a relationship with parents that can have that conversation, then that makes sense.
But there are very few parents that have the kind of relationship with their kids to where they can have that conversation.
No, right, and that's why I'm saying in most cases, just leave it alone. If you don't want to have a conversation that's mature, rather than just telling your kids, "Don't do this, it's bad," blah, then just leave it alone.
And some parents are probably scared to have a conversation about pornography because you're sort of contributing to the delinquency. You know what I mean? Like, consider people have been arrested for showing pornography to kids. So if you're like, okay, you want to have a conversation about sex? No problem. Let's put this on and I'll show you some stuff.
Yeah.
Like this is like may very well be considered a crime where you are.
See, from what I've noticed of, sex ed videos and porn, the only real difference is during a sex ed video, there's a narrator telling you what's happening, and in
You
porn,
saw completely
there's
different
funky
sex ed-
background music.
They didn't show me that in
You
school.
saw completely different sex ed videos than what we saw. I walked away from the sex ed videos that they had at Bradenton Christian School in 1982 or whatever without knowing what sex was. Not understanding the orifice involved in for female reproductivity.
I would love to see some Christian school sex education videos.
That's how
I think
confused
those
I
would be
was.
hilarious.
I went to a public school and we never had sex ed.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. All right. Let's go to the phones here. We've got Chernobyl on the line in I don't know where. You're on Free Talk Live.
Minsk.
Hey, hi, I'm in Minsk. Exactly.
Minsk. All right.
I've been following the news. There was basically that iCloud hack, and then somebody started putting all these leaked celebrity nudes on 4chan, and there's rumored to be many more to come. The guy's holding out for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is really great, right? Anyway, one of the rumored things is Maisie Williams, who plays one of the Stark girls on
Arya
Game
Stark.
of Thrones. Yeah. Supposedly there's some of her out there and she's not even 18 yet. So, like hypothetically, what if you found out your kid wasn't just looking at it goes to the psychology of it. Like if kids looking at like, hey, I know my kid's not gay anymore. He's looking at cute girls on the internet. But if your kid's into some weird, like there's lots of creepy rape porn, there's foot fetish stuff,
There's scat
upskirts.
porn.
Hold
Yeah,
on,
all that
feet
stuff, like-
aren't that weird.
Now we know what Daryl's
Oh,
into.
Yeah, Daryl. Okay, check.
But
Cha-ching.
I've
what-
sucked a toe before. I'll admit it.
Oh God.
Was it
It used
clean
to
or
be-
dirty?
Yes,
I don't
it was
want to talk about this
clean.
anymore.
Hello?
You're right here. Mark
Okay,
cannot
wait.
hang up on you.
I'm like
Because
hang up on
here's the thing,
Daryl.
like if you're into like naked girls, cute girls, that's all great stuff. But if you're into something like dark and like it's like, why is my 12-year-old son wanting to watch Bukkake? What is he learning about women? Why is my daughter looking into something like, do you want to be in that situation? Is it like the internet has got a lot of unintended side effects, and one of them is like maybe exposing people to some very obscure stuff that has gone mainstream in a way that itself will breed unintended consequences. That's it's I have no answer.
I've stumbled across some porn that has freaked me out.
Oh yeah. The
So,
internet's
like
full of this stuff.
stumbling across something.
Lemon party.
Oh no! Yeah, don't go into that.
No, but stumbling across something once and only watching that are two different things. So, like if you go on your kid's laptop and you see, like one hit for Bukkake, that's not as bad as, like 100 hits for it.
100 hits is Bukkake. Haven't you seen it
Thanks
before?
for the call, Chernobyl. Appreciate
He's
hearing
playing
from
the
you.
line. See, this is why I didn't want to have this conversation on the air. Clever guys like Chernobyl Minsk.
That was fine. There was nothing.
He was on the
He
line.
didn't
yes.
cross any lines there.
Yes.
If you don't know what Bukkake is, then that line was meaningless.
Yes.
The toll
And if
free
you
number,
do, you're a perv.
The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. I posit that you can't be on the internet for more than 5 years without finding out what Bukkake is,
Agreed.
whether you intended to or not.
Free Talk Live, 7 nights a week from 7 to 10 Eastern, live on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.